Having excess chest fat can make you feel very uncomfortable as a man, especially when you take your shirt off around other people. A lot of men will quickly assume that if they have a lot of chest fat, they probably have a condition known as gynecomastia. And gynecomastia is a term used to describe the growth of a man's breast tissue, which is typically caused by a hormonal imbalance, such as having very high estrogen levels and very low testosterone levels. However, gyno is usually not the actual cause of the excess chest fat or man boobs. Instead, if you're a man struggling with chest fat, you most likely have something known as pseudogynecomastia, which is simply increased fat deposits around your chest, and most likely you also have some excess body fat in other areas as well. Since everybody has different genes, our bodies will preferentially store fat in different places. While women will usually store more fat around their hips and their thighs, men usually store it around their chest, belly, and love handles. And even though you may be unlucky if you're more prone to storing fat around your chest, you're very lucky that this is a totally fixable issue. And the very first step to fixing this issue is to decrease your overall body fat percentage. Unfortunately, no matter what anyone else tells you, there isn't one single exercise that can target your chest fat. There are exercises that can help build muscle and improve the shape and definition of your chest, which I'll get into in a second, but there's no way to spot reduce the fat that's sitting on top of that chest muscle. However, even if your body prefers to store fat around your chest, by burning enough overall body fat, you will burn off the chest fat as well. So most people will tell you to just create a calorie deficit by simply subtracting 500 calories per day. However, even if you're eating less calories, but those calories are coming from sources that are processed or high in fat and sugar, then you're more likely to create insulin resistance, which will physically prevent fat loss. And instead of burning that extra 500 calories per day, your body will just slow down its metabolism to make up for those missing calories. So instead of just tracking calories, you'll want to also know your macros. And this is very important. You'll want to fill those macros with fresh whole foods that you'll find around the outside perimeter of your grocery store. These are foods that don't come in a box, and they're usually made out of just one ingredient, like salmon or rice or eggs. To easily find out your macros, you can click the link for the calculator below. But keep in mind, as you lose weight and as your body adapts to the amount of calories that you're taking in, your metabolism will slow down and you will have to readjust to keep losing weight. But a great way to prevent your metabolism from slowing down, at least as much, is to cycle your calories. One of the best ways to do that is by dropping your calories lower by, let's say, 30% from maintenance for 2 weeks, and then you would bring your calories back up to maintenance levels for 2 weeks. Research shows that this 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off dieting approach leads to more fat loss, it's more sustainable, and it's less likely to result in metabolic slowdown. There are other ways that you can cycle your calories as well, such as carb cycling, where you would have high carb days and low carb days. And you can also do something like an alternate day fast, where you would eat at maintenance one day and then eat under 500 calories the next day. All of these will help delay metabolic slowdown as you burn that chest fat. Now, underneath that fat, I'm sure you're hoping to find some nice pecs, but to make that happen, you have to follow step 2, which is to perform weight training. If you're breaking down your muscles with weights, your body is going to divert the calories and protein, carbs, and fats that you're eating towards rebuilding your muscles, which will make it much easier for you to lose body fat, and it'll also help you build muscle size, shape, and strength, specifically around your chest. This will make your chest look tighter and more defined. Again, we can't target the fat sitting on top of the muscle, but we can target the muscle itself. And I'm going to give you 5 of the best exercises that you can start doing today to build pecs, even if you haven't burnt the fat off just yet. The first one is the bench press. You can do this flat, at an incline, or a decline. The flat bench press is great to help build chest strength as well as overall chest size and shape. Meanwhile, incline will focus more specifically on the upper chest and decline on the lower chest. You'll want to try to incorporate all 3 into your routine over time. To perform the bench press, you would retract your shoulder blades by squeezing them tight together. Then you would lie under the bar with your feet planted on the ground and grab the bar with a medium grip width, which will be about 6 to 12 inches wider than your shoulder width. Next, you'll want to maintain the natural curve in your spine and keep your core tight as you lower the bar to the middle of your chest. Then push your feet into the ground as you drive the weight back up off your chest and repeat for reps. Another great exercise is the dumbbell press, which is very similar to the bench press, but since your hands are no longer connected on one bar, you can isolate each side better and you can hit your chest in a very different way. Again, this is one that you can do flat, incline, or decline, but the form remains very similar. So feet planted on the ground, shoulder blades back, neutral curve in the spine, and then press the dumbbells up while keeping about a 45 to 75 degree angle between your elbows and your body. By the way, you'll want to keep that same 45 to 75 degree angle for your bench press as well. Another great exercise is the chest fly. This can be done on a flat, incline, or decline, and it can also be done on a number of machines as well as the cable cross. But for a basic dumbbell fly, you'll want to retract your shoulder blades and lay back on a bench with your hands over the line of your shoulders. Then you would bring your arms out to your sides in an arc-like motion with a slight bend in the elbows. It should look like you're about to hug a really wide tree. Make sure you bring the dumbbells down no lower than chest level and then raise them back up for reps. For our fourth exercise, we have chest dips. This exercise is performed like regular dips where you would get up onto parallel bars, but you're going to be leaning forward while performing the exercise. So after hopping up with your arms locked out, lean forward and lower your body until your shoulders are even with or slightly under your elbows, and then extend your elbows and return back up to your starting position before repeating for reps. Remember, with dips, if your body weight is still too difficult right now, you can use an assisted pull-up machine or a resistance band to help you up. But if you are strong enough to do body weight dips, try to strap weight onto your body to make it more challenging. The last exercise that you can do anywhere is the push-up. I really like to do it on two platforms if I'm trying to target my chest because it allows for a better stretch at the bottom. But regardless of whether you use the platforms or not, you'll want to plant your hands wider than shoulder width apart, and you'll want to keep your heels, your butt, and the back of your head in a straight line. Don't allow your hips to drop down to the ground, and don't raise them up in the air like you're about to do mountain climbers. Instead, you want to keep your core tight as you lower yourself to the ground while keeping your elbows at that same 45 to 75 degree angle as before. Then press yourself back up off the ground and repeat for reps. You can also do this exercise with a wider hand placement to focus more on the chest. Now, these are just a couple of the exercises that you can do, and if you do 3 sets of a heavy weight of each, you'll get a great chest workout. But even if your goal is to improve your chest, you should still make sure that you're working the rest of your body every week with other exercises like squats, deadlifts, and pull-ups, just to name a few. Training all your muscles won't only help you build more muscle, which will help increase your metabolism, but it'll also help you burn fat during the workout and after the workout as you recover. And it'll help you develop a proportional physique, which goes hand in hand with the last step: improve your posture. Now, improving your posture won't necessarily burn chest fat, but it will definitely improve the appearance of your chest big time. Since most of us spend most of our days hunched over behind a computer screen or a steering wheel, we start to develop a much tighter chest and a weaker, overstretched upper back. This leads to a postural deviation known as shoulder protraction, and it's going to make your chest look much worse. But luckily, we can fix any postural imbalance in 3 steps by stretching out the tight muscle groups, strengthening the weak overstretched muscle groups, and then practicing good posture. So the first thing you'll want to do is stretch out those tight chest muscles. One of the best ways to do this is to stand in front of a doorway with your arms bent at 90-degree angles against the frame of the door, and then lean your body forward through the doorway to increase the intensity of the stretch. Another great stretch for the chest involves grabbing TRX straps and then walking forward with your arms out to the sides and your elbows slightly bent until you feel that stretch in your chest. Make sure you don't lean forward. Instead, you want to stand up straight and walk forward until you feel the stretch. The last of the tight muscles that we want to stretch are the lats. You can stretch the lats by simply hanging off of a pull-up bar. You can also just put your elbows on a bench or a chair and lower your upper body down to the ground until you feel the stretch. Now keep in mind, you'll want to hold all of these stretches for 30 seconds each round and repeat for 3 to 4 rounds. Try to get these stretches in every day and you'll definitely notice a big difference. The other thing that you'll want to do is tighten up and strengthen all of your upper back muscles, especially the rhomboids, since they're overstretched and weak. You can do that with exercises like barbell rows, low rows, and reverse flies, just to name a few. And if you want more detail on how to do those exercises, as well as others that will really help, I have a step-by-step back training video that I'll link up below, and it'll show you exactly how to strengthen those upper back muscles fast. But the last thing you want to do is practice having good posture throughout the day. Even though pulling your shoulders back and thinking about standing up straight can help, something that helps me a lot more is to concentrate on keeping my sternum pointed straight towards the ceiling. If you imagine that your sternum is like a glass of water, and by keeping it straight you prevent it from spilling over, you'll find it a lot easier to maintain better posture. There are also posture correctors that you can get on Amazon, but most of them will be doing all the work that's required to hold your shoulders back for you rather than your muscles doing the work and getting stronger. But there is one that doesn't force your shoulders up, and instead it'll remind you every time that you slouch, allowing you to correct it with your own muscles, helping them get stronger, ultimately correcting your posture. It's called the Upright Go. Now, I'm not sponsored by them, but I'll add an Amazon link in the description for you to be able to check it out. That about wraps it up. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that bell icon. Also, if you don't feel like going through the trial and error that's usually required to figure out exactly how to customize your own diet and workout plan, and you want to avoid the plateaus that come with your metabolism constantly slowing down, check out my 6-week challenge. It lets you skip all that guesswork since it comes with a 3-phase diet plan that's based on your body and that can be customized to your dieting preferences. We provide intermittent fasting plans, keto plans, 1 meal a day plans, and vegetarian plans, just to name a few. You'll also get a 42-day workout plan, a recipe book, and an accountability coach to help answer any questions you have 24/7. And the best part is, as long as you stick to the plan for the 6 weeks, not only will you lose a whole lot of chest fat as well as overall body fat, but you'll also get the whole program for free. To find out more, click the link below in the description or visit my website directly at gravitytransformation.com. See you guys soon.